Says live up in the corner.
Okay, that's on our side. So we should be broadcasting live right now. Can anybody tell from the
Mine still says standing by.
refresh?
Standing by.
Same.
Yeah, mine still says standing by too, Carrie.
Should not be.
Okay. Hold the door.
You're live. Press the live button. We are live with broadcasting. Okay, hold on.
Same.
Yeah, we are live.
Oh, bye, bye.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Kerry Mr. Excitement, Bronx, New York, in the building with all of the lovelies. There's no men here. What happened to them? I don't know. But anyway, guys, tonight, Unit of Prosperity, doing some big things. Everything's going on. Reggie's actually on his way down to his live local event in his town. Guys, if you didn't know we're having live local events going on right now, you need to stay plugged in to the Unit of Prosperity group. We've been having meet and greets going on, the last week or so. We have one coming up here in Denver, I believe next week. So anybody in the Denver, Colorado area, please, please, please make sure you tell your success line, whoever knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that's inside of the Unit of Prosperity, inside of your organization, cross-line, sideline, down, about those events that are coming up. But tonight, guys, I sent out an email to my group, and it's called the title of the email was "Help Me Help You," and that's what we're here for tonight. Okay, so you're gonna help us help you. Okay, Q&A time. So we're going to be answering questions. Now, granted, if it's a super technical question, guess where we're going to refer you to? Can you take a wild guess? That is correct. Okay, we're going to, direct you to support to where they can answer one of those super technical type questions. But really, it's all about really trying to help you make more sales. Okay, the more cha-chings you have, the more money you're going to make. The more money you're going to make, you're going to upgrade, you're going to stay, you're going to upgrade and make more money because you're going to learn a new skill set in the next package, and it's going to continue, it's going to grow and blow up. So my co-host has disappeared. All right. So all these ladies are my co-hosts. Because this is not, your regular special format, okay? So we're going to come with the value tonight, guys. So make sure, bring your questions. Get it answered now or forever hold your peace. Now, we'll still answer your questions when you post it in the group. But guess what? If it's one of those super technical questions, we're going to send you to open a support ticket. Now, for those that don't know where to open up a support ticket, when you log into DS Domination back office, okay, /members, and you log in. At the bottom lower right-hand corner, there's a button that says Contact Us. And when you click on it, it brings you to a next little page that has a nice little bright, shiny blue link. And you click on that, and it'll take you to open up a support ticket. But it will also take you to a Q&A page that also answers a lot of questions before you even open a ticket. All right? So guys, with that said, we're about to turn it up right now. We're about to get it going. Do we have any questions inside of the post? Because we did post a post inside the UOP group. So please post your questions inside of that post, so that way we can keep up with the questions. And we're probably going to just bump it to the top and put it as pinned, so that way nobody can say, well, where do I put my question? So while we're waiting for that to come in, guys, anybody has anything that they want to share of importance that's really been working? And this is not just about cha-chings, guys. This is also if you're an affiliate, okay, and you're looking at expanding your affiliate side of the business. And let me just say something on that real quick. I believe a lot of us was on Reggie's training the other night, which was phenomenal training he did the other night, showing people how to go into six figures. But we have so many members and this many affiliates. So this many affiliates has gotten this many members. Now, guess what happens if we had this many affiliates? We'll have this many members. Call that a clue. We're leaving a lot of money on the table, as Reggie said. So, does any of the panel down there have anything they want to share as we're waiting for the questions to come in?
I'd like to say something, Carrie. You know what I'd like to say to people who are afraid of the affiliate side is that you almost become an affiliate by default. There's absolutely no pressure here, but what begins to happen is because when you get the cha-ching in, there's no way that you can contain all that energy and excitement that you have. So all you're doing is merely sharing, just like you do about Free Slurpee Day and 31 Scoop Night at Baskin Robbins. I mean, you're getting referrals all over the place, so all you're doing is sharing. But one very valuable tip that I'll give you is that some of the people who say that you're in a scam and all this stuff and they don't believe in network marketing companies, hey, use them as a tool. You can also tap their page once a month or so with a tag that's tactful and tasteful, and you will draw their crowd, because you know how many people everybody knows who's broke and they just haven't told you yet? They're just trying to front. Everybody's broke. You put something on a page and people see it and they'll click the link and never say a word to their friends. So they'll be in here making a ton of money and you won't know anything about it, because there are people on my team, I have yet to hear their voices. They clicked on my link from someone else's page. So, stay tuned to the group and learn little nuances that you can do that helps you capture and tap into that untapped market through people that you know without being a hound dog. I mean, there's so many ways, and that's the great thing about DS Domination and the UOP is that we teach you how to be classy, how to be tactful, and how to be professional. So you can be an affiliate without having to hound people. So don't be ashamed of the great thing that you have to share. Learn how to share it properly, and your team will grow by default.
I like that. Definitely. People that are scared to share this thing, it's going to happen by default. Guys, as you know, the motto of the company was we based the company is based on you not having to recruit. Now, I know some of you guys are still recovering. You're still having CPR done on you from the last company that you were with, and you got the IV in you, and you're like, I don't know if I want to recruit just yet. We understand that. But for the people that are, man, you're right there. You're like, man, I want to pay that $9.95. I want to share this. I want to bless other people. Pull the trigger and do it, because there's no greater feeling in the world than the message that I got today from one of the people from a, like when you're at your job, because I still work a job, and you pass the same person every day, and sometimes you give them the Burman head nod. What's up? So I pass this guy every day at my job, and he just looked like a sharp dude. For like a year, I've been walking by this dude. But when I got into DS Domination, I felt so comfortable with DS Domination, with sharing this. I ended up sharing it with him about 6 months ago. He just posted in our team Facebook group that he just got upgraded from 700 items to 1,000 items. He's in the 1,000 item club. So we're going to start making that. There's going to be something called a 1,000 item club, okay? And they upgraded him to $150,000
Wow.
in volume that he can do, okay? He has like 2 affiliates signed up, but he didn't really care about the affiliate side. He just shared it with somebody that he thought he could help at his job, because he just told me the other day they're thinking about laying off. And I said to him, ain't you glad I shared this with you 6 months ago? 6 months ago, your job probably wasn't thinking about laying off. 6 months later, your job's thinking about laying off. And you now you went from 700 items that you can list to 1,000 items you can list. God is good,
Yes,
all right? So don't be afraid to share this with people, because it is truly, you don't know whose life you're breathing life into. The next person that holds the elevator for you, holds the door for you, you just never know. All right? So I think we got a question in the group. Who wants to
Carrie,
take
can I
it?
make a quick question? Carrie, can I make a quick comment? Just make sure the questions that you're asking are related to the pro level training.
Yes.
Been a few questions that are outside of the pro, so make sure it's related to the pro level training.
See, Tiffany is on top of it, guys. She's on top of it. Definitely. You want to keep that at the pro level, because I know some of you guys are ear hustling for the other stuff. That's called the upgrade button. Okay? You got to upgrade to get that other stuff. And guess what? You know, for those of you that are in Genesis that made it under the wire, great. And you know all the value that's going on in that Genesis group. We got the FBA ninja in the house, you know, Nikki, you know. But guys, keep it to the pro level side, because that's where everybody starts out, and that's where everybody gets off of hold and really makes things happen. Was that question in there? They're asking it in the feed and not the group.
It was on the feed. Publicly on the feed.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
All right.
Carrie, a lot of people are asking the question on the live feed, and they're not inside of the group asking.
Okay, so cool. So if you can plug it from the live feed too, because you know how we do.
Okay.
Is there any question in there that somebody wants to answer? Let's get this ball rolling.
Well, there's one in the group that's talking about the affiliate, since we were kind of talking about affiliates.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, so go on, read the
They
question.
want to know, the question is, what level of success should you be at before you start the affiliate? In my personal opinion, if you're ready, I don't see why you wouldn't go ahead and get started. The good thing about DS Domination and the Unit of Prosperity team is that, like, when I first got started, I didn't have a lot of huge success right away, but I leveraged the group and I leveraged the team, and I use their success stories. So if you don't have to have some huge success story, a huge amount of money that you've made. Even if you had your first cha-ching, I would go ahead and post that on Facebook, because that is an accomplishment. There are so many people out here that have been in all kinds of businesses who have never made a dime. So to come over to DS Domination and start making money is a huge accomplishment. So I would say that there is really not a level of success, so to speak, that you need to be in, because if you don't have the results yet, just leverage the stories that are in the UOP group, because we have tons and tons of people every single day that are listing their success stories, and no success is too small. So, you know, like I said, even if you just had your first cha-ching, your first $100, whatever it is, the more excited that you are about whatever it is that you've accomplished, you're going to attract people anyway.
I also feel too that I know when I got started, I mean, people just know, when people know that you are a go-getter, they will also follow you because they trust you. And so many people back in November were saying, Deirdre, you know, what are you doing? I was like, I don't know, here's the link. I don't know, here's the link. And before I knew it, I had 18 people on my team, and I still was trying to figure out what I was doing, but some of them had run ahead of me because everyone learns differently. So I just made it a point not to be thinking for people. If they ask me and they want to know, I'm sending a link out. Hey, maybe you can help me. We can run together. Let's go.
Can I make a quick comment? I'm in the feed right now, and I just want to address the comment about someone mentioned that they weren't introduced to the affiliate side. The affiliate side is in your back office. At any time, you can upgrade to become an affiliate. It's only $9.99 a month. So there's no reason why you can't. If your sponsor didn't tell you about the affiliate side, we have weekly webinars. There's a lot of training in the UOP. So make sure, you know, you can become an affiliate anytime. If your sponsor did not, introduce that to you, that's okay. Remember, this is your business, and so you put into it what you get out of it. But the affiliate side is in your back office. You can upgrade at any time to become an affiliate.
And you do that by clicking on the activate up on the top when you log into your back office. In the middle, you go up and see affiliate, and it says inactive. You just click on that, pay your $9.95, and you're in.
Hey, I see another question on here that I think is I want to make sure we didn't miss it because it's kind of way down on the feed. And it says, what is a good balance of high and low price items to be listing on eBay to keep sales coming? And, you know, pretty much what I would say is, you know, if you're following Roger's training and you find a seller that's selling, there is no high or low. If you see a profit, list it. You know, I mean, if you see a high profit and if you have the room, you know, eBay has given you the room, go ahead and list it. It's not going to hurt you.
One thing on that part too. Oh.
Go ahead, Nick.
Oh, one thing I was going to say about that too is as far as getting a mix of high and low price items, kind of gauge on what your limits are in eBay, because if you have, say you have a $10,000 limit in eBay, you don't want to go out there and list 10 $1,000 items, you know, because the thing with eBay is you only have that set amount per month. You know, it doesn't reset until the next month. So if it's going to behoove you to have more items listed at a lower dollar amount, that way you have more exposure, then you might want to look at your limits. So everybody's limits are going to be different. And like Rachel said, you know, don't limit yourself to just doing, you know, $5, $30, $20 items. Put a nice mix on there, but mix it based on what your limits are, because everyone has different item limits and dollar amount limits. And, you know, if you're going to put like maybe 3 or 4 high dollar items and then a couple of mid-range items and then lower cost items, then I would say try to kind of find what mix works for you and your limits on your account.
You know what, I think, Nikki, that you hit it on the head, because I actually, you know, in my abridged welcome email, I added, you know, a video, you know, about that. And, you know, we're going to look at people that's coming in. The basic people, you're always probably going to start out, unless you previously had an eBay account, you're going to start out at 100 items for $5,000. So when you do the simplest math, it's like, okay, that 5,000, you're going to max out your item number before you max the dollar amount. So what I normally say is, in the beginning, you know, you want to post up, you know, something for about, you know, about $60, you know, as far as your dollar amount range, because if you divide, you know, 60 divided by 5, you know, by the 5,000, you know, you're going to get how many that you can possibly, you know, how many you can possibly max out. And that's how I normally break it down, which is about 83 items.
Correct.
So if your items are averaging $60, first off, the mindset with that is that if I'm selling this item for $60, I can kind of tell that it's going to be more than $35 when I get back over to Amazon, you know, because that's like a $30 buffer right there. There's no way that this item is probably going to be lesser, you know, than $35. So I'm already in my free shipping category, and I have somewhat of a decent profit, because in the beginning you want the most items up there. So if I put up 83 items and they all average around $60, I'm kind of good, because the more I have in my storefront, the more chances customers are going to walk by, and you're going to get a sale. And then as you go up, excuse me, the next month, and you get increase, you know, you continue that, and you use what Nikki just said with the balance of high and lows. But remember, if your dollar amount, meaning $5,000 in volume, $10,000 in volume, $25,000 in volume, if it's not there yet, don't try to be jumping into those swimming pools. So, you know, you got 2 swimming pools up, and you maxed out your whole $5,000 or $10,000. Don't do that.
Yeah, and I think the other thing too, especially for the brand newbies, is you want to you want to think about what your goal is for the month. You want to really sit down and think about what your budget and goal is, because for the brand new people, if this is a brand new eBay account, you need to take that into account. So that may kind of help dictate what you're posting. If you're posting, if you're going to pay out of pocket for some items until you're able to get the money into your account. So you want to make sure that you have thought about what your budget is. This is your business. It's your responsibility to have your goals set and understand what you can put into your business, because this is an investment for you that will get you lots of return, but this is something that you really need to think about and be clear in your goals and be clear in what you can spend in order to get the returns that you're going to get. So just think about that if you're a brand new person, and have some thought into goals. Don't just start willy-nilly just doing things. You want to take action, absolutely, but you want to take smart, business-minded action. You don't want to get yourself into a situation where you're not able to, ship items that you're promising people. This is a business, and you want to keep yourself in good standing. So take that into account as well. That may help dictate what you're posting as well.
Hey, Kiri, I see another question here. It says, I did sell my first item and there was tax that I didn't expect. How do I know how to estimate the tax on items that I have for sales so I still have a profit? And and I'm sure you all would piggyback, but I always tell my team, just count if you're finding that you're paying taxes from Amazon, just plug in what 7 to 8%. I know where I live at is 6.75. So if you just add that into your total figure of how much you're going to sell it for, then you're not going to be stuck with, taxes and being at a negative. I don't know if anybody else want to add to that or not.
Well, yeah, I definitely want to add to that real quick, because there was somebody, and again, guys, this comes back to make sure you look inside the files section. If what I'm saying to you is Greek, at the top of the Facebook UOP group, and it says members, events, photos. Right next to the word, it says files. Okay, somebody did a awesome training about calculating in, and they kind of did what Rachel just said and broke it down in a video wise, which I thought was excellent. And she says using that formula, she's never had to worry about paying the extra tax because she bumped it up. So it's estimating profits. There it is. Estimating your profits. I think was the name of it. Yeah, that's what it is. And if you're in the Facebook group right now, I just bumped it, so you will see it there. But anybody else can add on to that.
That's good.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think sometimes people forget that we have a lot of resources. We have all gone through these things that the new people are going through, and we've asked the same questions. And so as a value and help to you, we've put that stuff in the files of our UOP group. So make sure you're going into that file. Make sure you're logging into your back office of DSD and going through those trainings over and over and over. Make sure you're getting on the live trainings with Roger every week. Make sure you're getting on our trainings that UOP provides, and make sure that you're going through the files that we provide for you. There's videos, there's documents, there's lots of mindset stuff, but you guys need to be looking at that stuff because it's not there for us, it's there for you. We've already, we have those answers, and we've put those answers there for you. That's there 24 hours a day for you. So make sure that you're using the files that we give to you.
And that's such a good point. I really would like to piggyback on that for sure, because the group is growing and people are growing. We all, even as a leadership council, I cannot stress it enough how we have to run our own businesses too. And as Angie said, we have all been there. So it's only fair to each and every one of us, including you, that we all do our part. So these resources are here for you to do your homework. The trainings are provided. Get on them. Be familiar with your back office, because you know what? Whether you want to or not, you are eventually going to be helping someone else. Even if it isn't your own team, you are within the unit of prosperity. And it's such a great feeling and empowerment when you can actually be helpful and contribute to the success of someone else. So you can only do that by being committed to yourself and be knowledgeable about the business that you are in, because this is not a trend, it's not a fad, it's a lifestyle of prosperity, which I intend to pursue for years and years to come. So I don't know what your vision or your goal is, but mine is to only be able to say I don't know one time. I mean to be a resource to my group and certainly to this team. So I encourage all of you, pursue. Look for Josh Jacobs training. Look for the UOP on YouTube. There are so many trainings that can help you through just about anything on top of the UOP group. So make sure that you're taking advantage of all that's being offered to you for just a little bit of money, really.
Wow. And guys on the panel, Nikki is posting the questions, transplanting them into the chat so we can kind of just get there real, much faster and
Awesome.
go down the list. And this chat is moving faster than I can even read one of the questions. So how do I send an item? The person says, how do I send an item to Puerto Rico? Is there a detailed video on setting, and then they say, is there a detailed video on setting the blog platform up in the UOP platform? Who wants to answer the great Puerto Rico question, which is not in the 48 states?
Well, can you guys hear me? Can you hear me, Carrie?
Yes, you can. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say, in terms of sending an item to Puerto Rico, that falls under the lines of, I believe, under global shipping, and one of you can correct me if I'm wrong, and that is addressed in the elite training, so you would definitely want to, look into getting elite if you're if you're able to do so, and then that way you'll learn how to properly ship to places outside of the U.S.
Awesome. So that means outside of them not having elite, they don't send nothing to Puerto Rico.
Right.
Because they don't have the global shipping training. So that answers that. Guys, there's so much value in elite. Don't think somebody's just trying to hit your pockets for $99 a month. The value in elite made a lot of people on this panel some serious, ridiculous money. Do not sleep on the value that's inside of elite. So also there is a video on setting up the blog inside the UOP platform. And guys, if some of the things are not working inside there, we're in the process of transitioning to a new training system for the UOP. So sometimes a link or something may not work or whatever like that. Don't get frazzled. We know about it. So but there should be a video in there on setting up the blog. Next question, guys. We're not going to read these questions in any particular order. Let's just grab it because they're coming in too fast to go from top to bottom. We'll know if we already answered one of these questions.
Okay, somebody's asking if they should post items that only make a $1 to $2 profit. I say yes, especially if you're new. You've got a certain amount of items that you need to post in order to meet criteria for any holds to be listed. So, yeah, if you're going to break even on some cases, you want to list the items and get yourself getting some traffic and getting some sales. Once you start making sales, your rank, people see your store or your items more often. So yeah, you want to get those sales because that helps people find your items in addition to the titling and things like that. So yeah, if it's going to make you a $1 to $2 profit, then list it. You want to make sure that you are using the calculators and using the training to make sure that that actually is accurate. You don't want to get into the negative, but you want to make sure that you're going to at least, we say $3, so $1 to $2 every now and then that might happen, and that'll be a sale. It's still a sale. A sale is a sale.
So here's a comment about maxing out your listings. Someone said they learned you should not max out your listings because if it sells, you can't relist it. That is a good point there. So if you max it out, you can't relist it because if you have a certain value or let's say $5,000 if you're first getting started. If you max it out to $5,000, you can't relist any more than the value or the items that eBay will allow you to have. So I don't know if anyone want to make a little bit more comments on that.
Well, what I've done is I left myself a little buffer space.
Yes,
okay?
me
Of
too.
about 10 to maybe 15 items. Now, as your skill set gets better, you're gonna know if you're gonna need to leave a little bit more space than that, because you never know. By you putting the most items up, one of those items may turn hot. And for anybody that's about to put in the chat, where can I find hot items? You can't find hot items. The hot items find you.
Correct.
It finds you by you posting them up, and then when it sells, you relist it again, it sells again, you relist it again, it sells again, you relist it again, and ding, 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 we call it 911. That's how you find a hot item. So the more items you have up, chances are you're going to start to see a pattern, and something is going to go hot. And if something goes hot and you left yourself like about 15 item buffer space, you have a chance to kind of relist for that item going hot, and then probably take something else down that ain't doing nothing.
Correct. Yeah, I agree. Totally agree.
That's what I have found, is that you can always end a listing, to give yourself some room, because there's when you put up something, between tweaking the titles and it not moving, just end it, and then that way you have a little bit more space.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because some people get kind of been out of shape or worried about the fact that some items are not selling. That's okay. Some item just might not sell, and you take it down and you put something else up. So yeah, absolutely. That's a wonderful point you just made.
I see a question in here about a gentleman from or someone from Pakistan that says there's no eBay over there, which probably leads me to believe you may not be a member of DS Domination. There is no workaround. You asked, you said you watched the modules, but you still can't find your solution. If there's no eBay in your country, I'm sorry, wait a minute, is it PayPal or eBay? He says, if there's no eBay available, even after
there's eBay India.
Pakistan?
Well, Pakistan is in India, is it not? Or did I miss that in geography class?
I don't think so.
It's right above it.
Right above it? Okay. Wait. Nikki knows.
Nikki knows.
Where's it located, Nick?
I would say that'd probably be a help desk question.
Yes.
Just go straight to the help desk, and I'm quite sure that the folks back there can give you the best answer possible on which eBay is closest to Pakistan that you can use to list on.
All right, moving right along. Let's go. Let's keep it rolling. Let's knock out some more of these questions quick, guys. Let's go. Get some excitement up in here.
There's one about what's the #1 best recruiting method that you guys have used. This kind of goes back to that one question of when should I start becoming an affiliate, and people said as soon as you're ready to become an affiliate. I agree with that, and 100% of the people that I have recruited met me on Facebook at some time. So whether they got onto my email list and I connected with them after, because I asked them to connect with me in my email follow-up series, connect with me on Facebook and YouTube. So whether they found me on YouTube or Facebook or a capture page that I have out there, all of them were connecting me on Facebook before they became an affiliate, every single one. So Facebook is a huge, huge opportunity to share your results. And whether or not you've had a sale yet, you're brand new today and haven't had a sale, there are thousands, literally thousands of testimonials in our UOP group. You use what we call a Jing, J-I-N-G. That's a free download on your computer. You take it'll take like a screenshot of that testimony, and you put that on your page. Say, hey, look what my teammate did today. And people will see your posts, and they will ask you, oh, hey, what's that about? That is how many of our top leaders in the company have built their business as far as recruiting. mostly, and it's a huge opportunity. And Facebook is free unless you're getting into paid ads. But if you're just beginning, Facebook is huge.
Yeah.
I wanted to chime in on that too.
Yeah, go ahead, Sheree.
I agree with what Angie said, because the majority of the people on my team have definitely come from me just posting results on Facebook. But at the same time, you also want to take into consideration, first of all, your skill set level, because if you're totally new to internet marketing and you don't have a clue as to what blogging is all about or doing YouTube videos and stuff like that, then you'll definitely want to start like somewhere on social media like Facebook, as Angie stated. But also, if you are someone who is somewhat versed in internet marketing, maybe you've done some blogging or you've done some YouTube videos, then one of the things I've always been taught by some of my mentors is to work in your core competency. So if you're not afraid to get in front of the camera, then by all means take advantage of YouTube, start doing some videos, about your business, doing some videos about results that you're having, results that your teammates or team members or personally sponsored team members are having. If you're a writer and you love to write, then you might want to look into blogging. And there's just so many different methods out there, but if, like I said, you're not familiar with all that stuff, then start with the Facebook, but at the same time, don't get stuck there, because there's so many other things that you want to tap into eventually. You want to choose maybe like 1 to 2 different marketing methods and master those before you move on to something else. So make sure that you take advantage of the training that we have in our UOP marketing system, where there's all kinds of trainings on Craigslist marketing, social media marketing, blogging, video marketing, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I want to plug in here too for a minute, Carrie.
Yeah. All right, cool. You can plug it after. Okay, yeah, guys, like you just said, phenomenal. Okay.
No, will come in your inbox. Most people, what they do is they say too much. Let the videos do the selling for you. Send them a link, and then answer their questions. I be careful, really careful about talking too much. Most people, they ruin the sale because they say too much. Let the video do the talking for you. And even when you go back to close, I mean, I'm not sure if I don't know, guys, is there a script inside of the inside of the UOP? Because there's scripts out there, and I got really good at scripts, learning how to ask questions, the right questions. And if once you figure out those questions, the close just becomes easy. And I'll kind of tell you what I use. They'll like ask me, what am I, what is this about? I'll send them the video. After I send them the video, I'll say, did you get a chance to watch the video? I don't, go into, and if they say no, then I send them back to the video. If they say yes, then I'll say, what did you like most about what you saw? And then they'll tell me what they like most, and then I'll begin to connect with them, and I'll say, I know how you feel, because I felt the same way when I first saw it. This is kind of regular, format. And then after you do that, and then what you want to do is ask them, and you never ask them what they did not like. You want to keep it away from the negative. You always want it to be a positive question. And then after you do that, then you go to, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how interested are you? If they say anywhere from an 8 to a 10, it's time to get them to the sign-up page and sign them up. If they tell you a 1 or 2, more than likely they're not interested, and I wouldn't even waste my time. If they're like in the 5, 6 area, like in the middle, they're just the type of person that, they need more information. They're, some people are more data-based, and so they need more information to make a decision. So that's when you would send them to a Hangout, you would send them to a training, you would send them to something like that in order to get their questions answered. So that, that's how you would close them. A lot of times, we don't follow up. If they don't say something to you right away, go back to them again. Say, hey, did you get a chance to watch that? They may have gotten really busy and just forgot. So that's another thing you want to make sure you're following up with them.
Awesome point there, Rachel. Awesome point.
Can I make one short comment about that as well? That was awesome, Rachel. One thing I've learned is if they're in like the midway, like the 5 range, ask them a quick question. Just say, what do you need to know? Okay, what questions do I need to answer in order for you to be able to sign up? If they can't give you an answer, then again, they're probably more in a 2 than a 5, because they're probably looking for maybe a question about selling or PayPal fees or something. It should be a concrete answer if you ask them a question. But if they still in the mid range, they probably a 2. And again, I wouldn't waste a lot of time on them.
Perfect, perfect. Thanks, Tiff. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Because the next person interrupt. Nah, I'm just joking. Guys, I mean, I know we love the online stuff, but if you haven't been out and got your drop cards, okay, guys, you guys are not doing it, okay? You really need to be dropping these things like bread to pigeons. You don't got pigeons where you at? Breads to birds or whatever, okay? 100 of these for $14.99. The link is somewhere inside the Facebook group. I believe inside the file section. 100 of these drop cards for $14.99. You don't need to even be able to even talk. All you need to do is drop the $100 bill one or the $20 bill one. Have your kids go out with you. Drop, 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 drop. I go up to the ATM drive-thru on the way home, and that's not my bank. Don't really care if it's my bank. But while I know they got an ATM drive-thru, I drive up, I stick it right there in the little slot, not all the way in, right there, and then drive off. Guys, these things work, okay? So for all the people that are not computer savvy, simple marketing method. And inside the UOP training, there's training on offline marketing. Let's not forget the offline. But one quick tip, when you're sharing other people's comments, we're not here to lie about anything. Don't take that person's screenshot proof and post it like it's yours. You know, give credit where credit is due. My teammate, okay? We had so many people buying cars. Jen Glidden, a whole bunch of other people. They bought their favorite car, bought another car. They paid off car notes. People, the one post that I always put up, I rehash certain successful success posts. I reposted because there was one with the lady with the fridge, and she said our refrigerator has never been this full before DS domination. That's real life, and people like to see real life things. And I say, hey, my team member did this, my team member did that. So don't hijack the post and say, oh, I just made a $3,000 a day. We know you didn't make a $3,000 a day. Next question, guys.
Hey, Kiri, I keep seeing a lot of questions in here about PayPal. I mean, not PayPal, eBay suspensions. You want to touch that right now?
Okay, yeah, I'll touch it.
Okay. I'll kind of like just give an experience for myself and then pass it over to you. One of the things that my son, when he first started, he ended up getting his account suspended like right after his first sale. It was suspended, and you know that can get pretty discouraging, but you got to go back and look at what eBay is asking. A lot of times they're sending you an email and they're telling you to do something, but most people panic and you know they're just like, my account has been suspended. And so, like, you know, we called and they wanted a receipt. Of course, I can't give you no receipt because I'm drop shipping. So, you know, that just didn't make sense. So you got to kind of like put the information together and evaluate it. And so, you know, we had to call back quite a bit. And eventually they did release it. I mean, sometimes you'll get it, you know, released right away. And other times you may just have to keep calling. But eventually, you know, your goal is to get the right person on the phone who's going to go ahead and release that for you. So that's just my take on suspensions.
Yeah, I'll just chime in on that real quick, because if your account is suspended, most likely, you know, there's two things happen. Remember, eBay is a business. Unfortunately, they had some wrong, sneaky people way back in the day mess it up for all of us here in 2014. So they have to do their checks and balances, okay? Your account is brand spanking new, fresh out the gate. You never posted up nothing. They see this new account. Some Kerry George just signed up. and all of a sudden he posted up 5 items out of the blue. Bling! I'm going to be probably most likely suspended because the computer said he posted it up too fast. He might have used one of these softwares that Roger says don't use no posting softwares or whatever, and they need to make sure I am who I am. It's all about customer service. eBay is a business. They do not want scammers. Scammers do not get their limits increased from 700 to 1,000 items and $150,000 in volume. So they want to make sure that you are who you are. And if they ask you to give them a call and you want to use the correct terminology, and when they say, you know, for a receipt, you're going to say, well, you know, I'm doing some not drop shipping, excuse me. I'm doing some product sourcing, which is the eBay's definition of AKA drop shipping. So when you're talking to them on the phone and your chest is up and your shoulders are not, you know, is firm. Oh yes, you know, I'm doing some product sourcing, you know, from different places. You know, yes, I don't have a receipt because I'm doing some product sourcing. Not, I'm doing drop ship ship. You sound like that, man. Red flag. They think you're a scammer. So, you know, posture yourself, know what you're in, and if you have any problems, when your account gets suspended, send in a support ticket and tell Roger or the help desk exactly what you did and exactly what you said. Don't grapevine it. Don't make it pretty like you said the right thing and we really know you said the wrong thing. You said, you know, I sold an iPad. Roger says don't sell iPads, but you want to sell iPads. Tell them the truth so that Roger, the eBay experts at the help desk, can give you the best possible answer, because drop shipping, aka product sourcing, is allowed. And most likely they're going to ask you to send in proof of who you are, a bill, you know, some legitimate documentation, and then eventually they'll let your account get released. Anything other than that, you need to send in a support ticket, and they'll send you all the different things of how you can get your account unsuspended. All right, what else, guys?
I just want to say one thing on in addition to what you're saying, is that don't try to come into DS domination and the unit of prosperity trying to be different, because different ends up being broke-er and broken. Because this is a proven system that works. We have 12,000 people in here, many, many, many of whom who are so very successful. Do not try to go around the training. Don't try to ask other questions. Just follow the training, because what you end up doing is setting yourself back, because you spend information and energy trying to reinvent something that's already been set. And all you have to do is follow it and be teachable and listen. And sometimes that may require that you unlearn some things. Okay, well, unlearn it if it's going to mean success for you. Follow the program.
I want to answer this question real quick, because this is a good question, because I know a lot of people think of it. If I join Elite, do I also pay for the Pro? Hell to the yes.
Oh, you're wrong for that. Ooh.
Okay. let me explain. Okay.
Yeah, you need to explain that.
If you think you're going to remember every little nuance that Roger spits out in the Pro, okay, you're not. Okay. If any changes happen, it's going to be discussed. I'm all the way up to Genesis. I still watch, because, guys, when Roger's doing the Pro, I'm not really looking for his mechanics of clicking the mouse to copy and paste. I'm listening for when he's talking out loud, what's his, you know, mental state of why he's doing this, so I can adopt that same mental state. I call him the $2 million man. Okay. Now, some people on the panel may feel different about, should you drop the Pro when you upgrade to Elite? For me, no, I'm not dropping the Pro. The majority of my team has not dropped the Pro, because, and I got people making some big cha-chings. I'm talking like 40. One of my teammates, when his phone goes off, he has his cha-ching set to all the items that he has. The minimum cha-ching is $40. So when his phone goes off, he knows he made at least a $40 profit. And he still watches or listens to the pro training. So there's nuggets there's nuggets in there.
Carrie, you
I'm
made
going.
a good point on that piece too about watching the pro trainings and even watching the elite trainings and going back and re-watching those webinars because he's got them all out there, the previous week's webinars, and not necessarily like you said because you may know the process, you may know how to list. I'm sure by this time most of us know how to list on eBay. That's not the sole purpose of us continually to go back and watch the pro videos. The reason that we would go back there, like you said, was so that you can hear Roger's thinking process. Because what he does when he's going through on these pro trainings is he's talking out loud. The man does this so many times that as he's clicking through Amazon and as he's clicking over to eBay and he's doing the spider techniques, he's walking you through literally everything that comes to his head. And that's what you want to grasp. That's the part, that's the golden nugget that once you get that, you're unstoppable because once you realize not just how to find a product, but the reason why he's picking the products that he's picking, that's when you nail it on the head. Because once you grasp that, you're untouchable. You are absolutely untouchable because there are millions of products out there on Amazon. And I think one of the #1 questions we get in the UOP group is, I don't know what to sell. I can't find anything to list. And then, everybody who's grasped that concept is like, what? There's like 5 billion items out there for you to list. You need to not necessarily focus on the mechanics of what he's doing, but more on why he's doing this. Why did he pick this item over the item, right next to it? When he goes to eBay and he starts spidering, why did he skip those 3 or 4 items on the top of that page and grab item number 5? Because the thing is, Roger will tell you every single time why he picked this over that. And that's when you grasp that, why he's picking this over that, and when you can begin to do it yourself, you'll be on the Hangout telling us what to do next.
Yeah, I was.
Ninja has spoken. That's what I'm talking about. Drop the mic.
For real.
Can I go now? No, I was just gonna say that in addition to that, and that's really, really good, Nikki, learning the psychology behind why he does what he does. But in addition to that, just even on the basic side of why you should keep your pro membership, even when you upgrade to elite and anything else higher than that, is first of all, there's tools in pro. See, Roger, he's a genius. And so he puts certain tools that are only available with your pro level membership. So if you give up pro, then you give up the title builder, you give up the image scrambler, you give up, some other things. And not only that, but if you happen to be an affiliate or ever decide to become an affiliate, then you are going to be missing out on the commissions every time somebody comes in at the pro level. So I definitely recommend and tell all my team members that you should definitely keep your pro level membership going. I don't care how high up you get into the levels, you always want to keep that basic one going.
Exactly. And that comes with a mindset. When you start thinking down that path, and this is why personal development is so key. We are all in business here, guys. If you start, tripping over dollars chasing dimes, then you're operating at the wrong mindset level to say, you know what? If you're looking at saying, well, can I drop the $19.95 and just pay the $99? You're already on the wrong mindset level. You need to just rewash it, re-rinse it, and just get back into the Jeffrey Combs, the leadership, the leadership calls on Tuesday, because you are in business and you don't want to leave no money on the table. You don't want to leave no extra education on the table. So good answers, guys. What else we got going?
The question that Nikki just posted says, I called eBay for item limits to be lifted, and they said I had to be in eBay for 45 days. Is there a way around that or something else I can say to get them lifted? I mean, my first response is, again, there is a reason why everything is in place. And so you have to follow the system. You have to understand that it is a process. And so in order for you to follow the process and to be prosperous, you're going to have to follow a system that there's so many things and factors in this system that you don't even know about. So by the time people finish answering 20 minutes worth of questions, it's just follow the system. There's a reason for everything, and these people are, as Carrie said, they're running a business. They have things in place to safeguard themselves and us as well as sellers and the buyers. So just go with the flow. Follow the system. No, there's no workaround for that. Follow the system. There's a reason why you're being limited so that you can get what you need to get for the time that you need to get it for. So I just say follow the system.
Great answer. Great answer. Because if that's what they're telling you to do it. Your job says your lunch is at 12. Your lunch is at 12.
You know, and a part of the reason why they do that is they want to make sure you can handle what you have. They want to make sure that, you know, if you're selling the item, you're shipping it, you know, they want to make sure that you're being responsible for what they've given you before they give you more. So that's part of the process. And as Deidre mentioned, you know, you can't skip the process. And if you skip something, you're going to have to go back to it. So, you know, if you get to the point where your limits are raised and then all of a sudden you can't handle what's coming in, now, you know, you have unhappy customers. You have, you know, now that's a reflection on eBay. So it's definitely a part of the process, and we have to, you know, go with the process.
You know, one other thing I wanted to say about that too is that, you know, a lot of people, you often ask for so much more because you just want more, because you just want more. Well, you know what? Sometimes it gets to be too much, and the maintenance on all of these items that you have listed, the tweaking of the titles, the processing of the orders, it can be a little bit too much. So I'm actually thankful for the process, because sometimes we need that time that they make us take to get caught up on stuff, especially when you're doing all the trainings and you're trying to implement as you learn it. Because trust me, we have seen people in this group lose their accounts, get their behinds chewed out by eBay because they tried to be quiet and go behind what we were trying to teach them and do something else. It's only for your livelihood. So is it worth the chance of losing what could make you so much money because you're trying to be different or you don't want to follow the process? It can be very, very costly mistakes. So I suggest you pace yourself. Take advantage of the time that you have to get ready, because I'm going to tell you, once those cha-chings start, you have hardly a moment to spare to catch up. So embrace the little times and the ebbs and flows that you have, because you need it.
A good point, Deidre, because it can get overwhelming. And once you keep on calling and getting your limits increased, I know myself, I was calling every 30 days like my representative told me to do, and then I just stopped. I haven't called eBay in about 45 days, and I got to a point where I couldn't handle it. Okay, and that's a good thing. It's a good thing, because at the same time, I'm still embracing my other products that I have with DSD. So my eBay is still going crazy. I'm still a power seller on eBay, even though I don't have $1 million limit. You know, just because your limit is not sky high doesn't mean that you still cannot make excellent profit. And like you said, work within your realm. You know, if you have a $10,000 limit and you're not selling 10,000 worth of items, do you really need $20,000 limits? You know, or if you have a $15,000 limit and you can't keep up with the orders that you're getting, do you really want to increase that, thus increasing your workload? You know, you have to see, do you have another job? Do you have a steady job? Are you a stay-at-home, you know, parent? How, you know, what are your other obligations before you start trying to get that higher increase? Because just because the next person has a higher increase doesn't mean that you necessarily need it yourself or that you're ready for it yourself, you know. So it comes as a process, and just because you can get an increase, like I said, just like me, I haven't got an increase in over 45 days, and I refuse to call eBay for an increase until I'm at a point where I know I can handle that many more orders, because I know I'm going to get that many more orders. So, I mean, I'm just at a point where, you know, make sure that you can handle what you're going after.
And Nikki, you made such a good point right there. People get caught up in trying to compete against someone or trying to match someone else's results. This is not about anybody else but you. This is your business. Your business will happen how it is supposed to happen as long as you're taking the action that you can take. You will be the one that challenges yourself. You will be the one that pushes yourself. It is not your sponsor's responsibility. I'm not trying to be Nikki. I'm trying to be Angie. Nikki's FBA ninja. I can't be that right now. I will be that one day, but I can't be that right now. So I am moving at the pace, for real. I am moving at the pace that I can move, and I challenge and push myself because, when I call in for my business, I call in on me. I call in on my business. It's when you call in on your business, that doesn't affect me. It affects you and your business. This isn't a job where calling in could affect all of these different areas. When you call in on your business, you call in on yourself. So you need to understand that this is your business. You will move at the pace that you can move. Everyone's situation is different, and it's not about a competition. It's about doing what you can do, challenging yourself where you can, and taking consistent and persistent action for your business.
And that's the beauty of DS domination, though, because we have the flexibility to be able to do it, and everyone develops their own style. That's the beauty of this entire team, is because everyone's gifted in different areas, and we get in where we fit in. If that's your strong suit, then put it on and wear it. Do you? But it is your business. But I love the flexibility. That's why we're all in here. It really works, and we have friendly competition. And that's such a great point, Angie. Be Angie. I'm gonna be Deidre. Nikki gonna be Ninja. Carrie gonna be Carrie. It's just gonna be on and on. Be who you are, and let it go.
I love that. I love that answer. That was really good, because I think a lot of people miss the concept. We are a team here, but let's not forget, I'm selling a red cup. You're selling a red cup. I'm not really going to tell you where I'm getting my red cup from. Let's be honest now. Okay? We are in business. We can both sell the red cups. Here's the beauty. FBA Ninja Nikki, she's going to title this red cup differently. Okay? Superstar Angie, with the dogs barking in the background, she's going to title this red cup differently. Okay? Okay? We're all going to title these two red cups differently. But guess what the blessing of eBay is? Somebody's going to find it through FBA Ninja, Nikki, and somebody's going to find it through Superstar Angie. Because they're both not going to think the same way and title the title the same way. That's the beauty of what we're in. So we can both still sell the same thing and still make money based on what we listed it as. All right? Good answer, guys. What else we got? Let's get through some of these questions here that we missed up top, so that nobody feels jaded.
Somebody asked, how do you add your eBay account to DSD back office so you can keep track of the items? I think that they're talking about insights. And that's actually, there's a video right above that when you go to your back office and go to your insights. There is a video that Hitesh put in it. It literally walks you through step by step how to link your eBay account to your DSD back office. And if I'm not mistaken, he's got part 2 coming out, I think in the next couple of days. It's gonna go even further. So that's out there in your back office already for you.
Awesome, awesome. Let's keep it going. Somebody asked, is there training about using Twitter? I don't think I've seen any Twitter training out there, guys. But Twitter's easy. Just tweet. Tweet and hashtag. Okay, there's so much training on YouTube, on Twitter. Guys, if you're using Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest, get on it. I mean, that's it. Show the proof. But no, there's nothing in there right now on Twitter training.
They can also go on YouTube.
Yep.
Someone asked about what's our average time, the average time that we, the panelists, have been in DS domination, because we seem very knowledgeable.
I tell you right now, you become knowledgeable real quick after you copied and pasted hundreds of items. You
And
know,
after you've attended the trainings and made some mistakes, you're gonna become knowledgeable, all right?
you know,
Right?
the unfortunate part, my son had to go to summer school, so he's learning one class in 6 weeks. It's like, son, you see that 12 months of learning, you're gonna have to learn it in 6 weeks because you didn't take your time to learn it when you could learn it at your slow possible pace. But everybody picks up on things differently at its own speed. Guys, the blessing about this is like an online college course. If you never had an online college course, this is your online college course. Okay? I may interpret something differently than Nikki. Nikki may be good at reading and comprehension. I'm a little slow at reading and comprehension. So I might need to watch the video more than a couple times. So, I've been in since September last year or October. I'm losing it. I'm getting old. I forgot. But one of those months.
I've been in since October.
I joined in December.
And she's
Mid-January for me.
Guys, let me just say real quick. She joined in December, and she's running circles around everybody that was in before her. Call that a clue. D, how long you been in?
Since last November.
Last November? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What else we got, guys?
Somebody else asked, what are the standard shipping and handling fees for products under $35 on Amazon?
So you better go ask Amazon because we don't know.
Yeah, there's really no standard. I mean, the training teaches you to go for 35 and above, and if you're going to deviate from that, the only thing that we can tell you is do a dummy cart, dummy cart, and that's be the best way you can figure it out.
And remember, the dummy cart is only going to be based on your zip code where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be based on, the other place. It's only going to give you a semi-estimate. So, guys, try to stay over, $35 to get the free shipping. But I'm gonna give you this tip from one of my team members. He was shipping stuff under the $35, and what he did was eBay. Amazon customer service had told him just do an add-on item. So when he looked at the shipping was like $9. The shipping might be $9. It might be $7, whatever, something like that. A little bit more than that. He looks and sees how much more money that he needs to add to make this item over $35. So he looks for an add-on item by typing in Amazon search box and clicking on add-on, and he found items that he included, one item that he added to the customer's order, and it's kind of like a thank you gift item. And in the little notes section, he says, hey, thank you for shopping with me. I've included this, this little thank you gift as a token of my appreciation for you doing business with me. One and two things happen. By him adding on that extra item, it bumped the price up to $35. He qualified for the free shipping. And two, his feedback went through the roof because the person ordered one thing and they got pencils or something, some little add-on, little extra thing that they wasn't even expecting. Boom, through the roof. His feedback, Now, granted, you got to look and see if it's $20-something. Don't try to go put an extra $20 add-on there just to come off to the shipping. But that was a tip that he shared with the team, and he thought about that on his own. Nobody told him to go do that, and it's worked for him for anything that he still had up under $35.
Good tip.
Hey, Carrie, I saw a question here about someone being afraid to call eBay. And basically, I just kind of want to really stress the importance of, like eBay and what they're there for. They really are there to help you in your business. If you call them, like a lot of people are afraid to call for fear of they're trying to shut them down or they don't want to see them succeed. They actually want to see you succeed. So calling them is going to be a benefit. I mean, if you call, like one time I called and they said, you want to put up 3 pictures instead of 1 picture, or you want to put your categories here. So, really don't be afraid to give eBay a call because they will actually help you. I mean, if you're not selling some items, pick up the phone and call and say, hey, look, I can't figure out why I'm not selling things. I'm doing all the things that I think of. So can you make any suggestions for me? And they can actually go in and look at your account and help you and guide you. So don't be afraid to call them because fear is going to keep you from making sales.
That's a great point, Rachel. I totally agree. I've had 20-minute, 30-minute, 40-minute conversations with eBay reps, because they are that friendly. My one tip would be, before you pick up your phone and call eBay, sit down, maybe take a drink of water or something, and just take a deep breath because I know it can be stressful. But you're going to be pleasantly surprised once you talk to them because I have yet to come across a rude or a mean eBay rep. I mean, they're very helpful. You can ask them questions like Rachel said. They'll give you tips. I mean, it's just they're there for you. They're not just there for the buyers. They are there for the sellers as well, and they want you to succeed. And so just don't be scared to call them. I mean, it's most likely going to benefit you in the long run to give them a call because they do see your record of how you've called. Because every time I called, the person has always said, let me review your account. Oh, I see you called on the 20th of last month. What's changed? What's improved? Blah, blah, blah. And they'll ask you questions. Just don't be scared to call them.
You know what? That's a great point. And I'll tell you exactly where the fear is coming from. I'm just going to keep it 100 tonight. Okay? The fear is coming from some of you, not all of you, some of you thinking you're doing something wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, you're not doing nothing wrong. It's called product sourcing. Say it again. Product sourcing, aka drop shipping. So when you're working in fear, and we all know where fear comes from, that's not from him, that's from somewhere else, okay? You need to operate in knowing that what you're doing, the $2 million man, Roger, has been doing this for over a decade. And if you didn't see the screenshot that he showed, because he was still selling last year, okay, over $2 million in sales on eBay using this method. Over 34,000 items. Guys, listen how commerce works. Without you selling and making cha-chings, there's no eBay fees. With no eBay fees, eBay is not making no money. eBay is not making no money. The customer service rep that answers the phone doesn't get paid. They lay off. Call center gets smaller. It's a whole circle. So don't be afraid to call. Just know that you're not doing nothing illegal, illegitimate, whatever. You are doing something that is promoted, which is called drop shipping, which has been going on way before DS domination.
Well, the other thing I think is if you attend training and you actually do and implement a lot of the processes that are in place, you will become stronger in your posture. You will have your own personal confidence in exactly what you are doing. But it doesn't come from me just talking to Carrie and that's going to get me confidence. No, confidence comes by way of doing. So you're going to have to be doing something and moving your feet or else you won't know that you can walk unless you walk.
Right.
So, yeah.
I love it. I love that one right there. What else? What else we got? Are we getting the questions that are inside the UOP group also?
I have some in here. There's another one that's in the group that says, I have an item that was purchased on the 13th. I sent the buyer an invoice and a message and have not heard from him at all. How long should I wait before I relist this item?
We'll let D answer that. So he going to sit there pretty all night.
Yeah, as soon as the item sells, I mean, relist it immediately. I mean, you don't wait on the buyer. I mean, you have virtually unlimited of that item, so just keep relisting it. As soon as it sells, pop it right back on there. You get the cha-ching on your phone, go to the item, scroll down. I think it's like the second or third from the bottom. Relist.
That's right.
Yeah, I think the person did. I think they sent them an invoice saying that they're waiting on it. Nikki, is that how it reads?
That's how I'm interpreting it.
I think the person's saying that it's sold and they didn't sell it. They didn't set up that automatic assistant to go in there, and there's training on that. That automated assistant. So if somebody purchases something, and here's the reason for the training again. Here's the reason that Roger answers his Q&A. let me tell you guys, in Roger's training, just say you blew off everything else he did because you know it all, quote unquote. Listen to the Q&A part because he answers so much in the Q&A, you get all the answers that you need. But I think that's what it was. They the person bought it and they're waiting for them to say, hey, pay me, because they haven't gotten paid for the item and it's, you know, it's off the shelf. They need to relist it, put it back up, and put in a get those fees refunded. Refunded back.
And somebody asked about the app, the eBay app. You just download it to your phone. You just download it to your Android or iPhone. If you have a Windows phone, they don't have that app. You're not going to hear the cha-ching. They have an app, but you're not going to hear the cha-ching. But Android and iPhone, you just download the eBay app from your store. It's not inside. It's not inside our back office. It's just it's on your phone.
I think there's another question about the DSD app for iPhones.
I don't think the DSD app is.
Yeah, DSD app for iPhones is not ready yet, guys. It's still waiting. You know, remember when you do an app, it has to get approved, and they're still waiting for it to get approved. So once the iPhone gets it approved, once they give it the thumbs up, then you'll see the Unicorn and Donuts app for the iPhone users. If you can't wait for them to approve it, it's time for you to go out and get the next best thing, baby. Samsung Galaxy 4. The app works on here just fine.
What did you say? What do you have?
The Galaxy 4.
Okay.
I am in the market for a new phone. Man. You know, thank you so much for coming on out. You know. What else, guys? Let's try to get through the rest of these questions and give the people some more value before we wrap it up.
There's another question out there that says, is it all right to buy from other eBay sellers if an item has gone up on Amazon?
You know, I might let Nikki take this because y'all don't want my answer on that one.
Don't look at me because I've never done it before. I don't do it.
Let me give you my take on it. Okay, upgrade to Elite, because this is another reason why upgrading to Elite, you have the other 15 suppliers inside of Elite. You know, that if the item runs out of stock on Amazon, you have those other 15 suppliers that you can source from. Okay. Now, I don't endorse it, okay, you know, from getting it from another eBay seller, you know, but I can just tell you a story. You know, somebody did get it from another eBay seller. 2 stories. One was bad, one was good. The other eBay seller must have been sourcing it from the same place and got back to the person a day later and says, oh, we're out of stock. The other person that sourced it from the other eBay seller just so happened that that eBay seller did have it and the transaction went smoothly. So you're playing the Russian roulette, okay? And this is why you probably don't hear, you know, anybody really talk about it, or it's not trained on, you know. But if you have Elite, you have those other sources. Now, if you have Elite and nobody has it, you know, you got to play the Russian roulette and say, is it worth risking, you know, a possible bad? Because when you purchase from another eBay seller, you don't know if that person's on vacation. You don't know how diligent they are. You know, you don't know if they just if they're onesie twosies, they're not really committed to eBay yet. And you go order from them, they don't got their phone on, they didn't get the cha-ching that somebody just purchased it. Next thing you know, you're waiting 2 or 3 days, and it hasn't even shipped out yet because you decided to use another eBay seller as the source. Very, very risky. I wouldn't risk my account with it, you know.
Yeah, I agree. My first thing is upgrade to Elite, and then the second thing, I'm going to go back to business mindset again. There are sometimes expenses to running your business. This is a business. It's not a hobby. You're running a business, and sometimes you are, you know, if you are in Elite and you source all these products from these and they don't have it, or the prices have gone up, sometimes that's just a cost to your business. You would rather understand that you have a little bit of business expense, send it, get to the customer, and keep your feedback good. Sometimes there's just some expense. It's part of business. You know, you don't want that to happen often. You want to do the research. You want to follow the training. So it should not happen often. But, you know, this is a business.
Awesome. Guys, we're going to be answering questions for about the next 10 minutes. So we're going to get through all the rest that we probably didn't get to. So, Nick, if you can take from the top for any ones that we missed.
The next one is, do you have to insert the tracking info into PayPal and eBay each time?
Well, no. The tracking number, if you enter it in one, from what I've seen, if I enter it into eBay, the tracking number, I guess to track the package, right, it automatically carbon copies into PayPal. That's what I've seen.
Right. I just copied it into eBay.
Okay, perfect. All right. Next one.
Next one here is, my eBay listing fees basically ate up my profit. Is this normal, and how can I avoid this in the future? If you're talking about the 30-cent fees,
Hey, Deidre, before you go, man, thank you, Dee, for breaking down all that little knowledge to us. I know you got to go.
I think she's talking about, I mean, unless you're talking about something higher than those 30-cent fees that you're going to get. Keep in mind, eBay, I believe, is it 50 listings you get for free each month?
I think so.
So you get, if you're just starting off and, you know, if you're not selling that much off the bat, you know, you get 50 free listings each month. You know, so that 30 cents should be, you know, being covered in those 50 free listings. The only time I can see you getting additional listing fees is if you're doing those enhancements, you know, the extra byline, which is another $1.50, the bigger pictures or the bold things, which is going to, you know, those different options that you get on the last screen before you actually list your item.
Which is
those are not necessary. Exactly. And those you'd have to pay for. Past that, the 30 cents, you know, I don't think that there's any way around it. I mean, like I said, you get 50 listings for free, and if the 30 cents is going to eat into your profit, then maybe dwindle down and only list 50 items a month until you start to build a more sales each month to be able to cover additional fees past that 50. But you know, I don't even think that I list 50 new items a month, but maybe I do. I don't know. I don't know. But if it's the 30 cents, I mean, there's your deal. You get 50 free listings every month. So just kind of stay within that. If I hope that answers the question.
that should have answered.
Yeah,
and guys, when you get to the checkout on the eBay window, when you get to the checkout screen, if it says more than 30 cents, that means you either clicked on something extra and you need to go back and review. What did I do? Did I try to list in two categories? Did I try to list in home and garden and kitchen? That's gonna bang you for little extra add-ons. So if it says more than 30 cents or free, you double tapped on something extra in there. You know, you put anti-lock brakes and airbags. Go back there and unclick that.
Well, and the reality is, if you're using the training and doing the calculations how you're taught, that 30 cents really should not be putting you out of profit. I mean, we're teaching you to do it at least a $3 profit, and that's considering taxes and fees and everything. So, if you're getting into that situation, you're listing the wrong items, or you're doing the wrong calculations, or you are not pricing your items correctly. One of those.
Exactly.
I agree. Here's another question. How long after the customer pays do you mark the item shipped? Do you do it immediately after buying the item on Amazon, or do you wait until it's actually shipped from Amazon?
Okay, I'll take that one. And it's Tiff, you want to take that one?
For me, I wait until the item is actually shipped.
Thank you. Guys, I sent that same exact question into the help desk because when I got started, man, I was so jacked up, man. I went to the thing and I clicked I clicked ship. And then about an hour later, and I said, Kerry, you didn't even get a tracking number yet.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't ship nothing. Why are you marking ship? I don't want this guy knocking on my door talking about Kerry, where's my item? You marked it shipped. You know, and then I said, okay, I wasn't sure if I did the right thing because the training, it didn't say that part really, you know. So I sent in a support ticket and I kept that support, you know, email of the response, and they said, no, mark it as shipped once it's officially shipped. That way, remember guys, you have a handling time of 2 to 3 business days. That gives you any leeway if something goes wrong. You mark it shipped immediately and it hasn't shipped. You haven't got no tracking number. The inclement weather might have happened, the snow, this, that, whatever. Now you're left out there, and the person's going to say, well, you marked it shipped. Why did you mark it shipped? And it wasn't really shipped. Oh, I think you're a fraud. I think you're a scammer. I think you're a liar. I'm going to give you negative feedback. And then you're calling us and saying, we got negative feedback. So, long story short, don't mark it shipped until you actually have a tracking number. Good question.
Can I make a quick comment about negative feedback? Can I?
Oh, yes, go ahead.
Because a lot of people get really upset about negative feedback. I actually had my first negative feedback this week. I was excited. I really was excited, actually, because I was like, oh, you know, I had a feedback. I was excited about my first return to you guys because I never had a return. So my first return, I was like, okay, how do I, you know, make sure I did it correctly? But because it was a negative feedback, it was an issue where the customer did not read the description correctly. So, you know, in our title, you know, we kind of put keywords in there to make sure, you know, it gets seen and stuff like that. And they were persistent that I shipped them this other item that I didn't have, right? So when you're dealing with customers and you're having feedback and you have a customer that has issues, remember that eBay will review your inboxes and your messages. So be very professional, be very courteous, and respond accordingly. You know, so I responded, all right, you know, I apologize, you misread the listing. There is no of this other item that you think you're going to get. I knew that eBay would read my responses, so I made sure that I was very professional, very courteous. So they opened a case, they, you know, went back and forth, and I kept saying I can do, you know, free shipping, you know, free returns, and, you know, I'll send you a tracking number to pick up. You don't have to go to UPS and all this stuff. And they closed the case and gave me this negative feedback. So I knew that I just kindly called eBay and let them know what the situation, that I had called them throughout the process, and they removed the feedback. So don't be overly concerned about negative feedback if you follow the process and if you've been very professional. You know, don't intimidate your customers. Don't curse them out or do anything negative. Be very positive, be very professional, because this is your business, and our job is to provide good customer service, and eBay in return will reward us, you know. So just negative feedback, don't let it bother you. Just make sure throughout the process you're doing your part. Of course, that you're listing correctly, you're not doing anything, you know, crazy on your listing, but eBay will, you know, negative feedback has been removed for a lot of people because they follow the process. So that's just a little tip.
Tiff, I am so glad you said that, because I think a lot of people are misunderstanding. We're not in no flipping gimmick, guys.
Right.
We're in customer service. Somebody paid you their money for this item. Ship it out. Do what you're supposed to do. Because if I was a customer, just like when I bought this I forgot what it is. Oh yeah, when I bought this camera right here, which is what you're seeing me on, guys, and hashtag if you're gonna be on the Hangouts, upgrade yourself. Okay. When I bought this camera right from somebody on online, I said, if it didn't come to me, put yourself in that customer's shoes. How would you react? You react the same way. So what we have to do, you're the CEO. Tiffany's the CEO of her business. Her tag says boss. She's the boss. So the boss doesn't get on the phone or get on the email and say, well, you know, you need flipping glasses. You need to flip and read. Because if you look in the description with the bullet points, it says hammock. It doesn't say hammock with pillows. It says hammock. You know, guys, come on.
Right.
We can't go like that. We gotta. And if you need to take a time out, okay, call a family member over, or call your son or daughter that did good in English class, and say, translate these words I'm saying angry into calm words. You know, let somebody else do it, because we're so quick to say, oh my God, negative feedback. Oh my God. You know, and if it doesn't come off, so what? You're going to have 10,000 positive feedbacks that's going to wash away the one little person that couldn't read that it said hammock without pillows, but they saw a picture of a pillow, and they thought a pillow was supposed to come with the hammock. You understand? All right, good. All right, what else, guys?
There's a tax question in here. It says, Roger says I'd be taxed on about 25% of my sales, when in reality it's about 95%. Out of 31 sales so far, 27 have been taxed. And by the time I factor in the tax above the standard 15%, it's hard to make sales.
Okay, he needs to go back to the post that we bumped up, and calculate that, because you gotta watch that video and add on the extra. And guys, let me tell you where this is coming from. This is coming from, we're playing in the minor leagues. Yes, Roger says make your minimum cha-ching $3. Mm-hmm. But if you're going into your listings, and maybe the ladies can help me out, if you're going into your listings, say I'm going to always play in the minimum. I'm always going to play in the shallow end of the pool. Then you leave yourself open for shallow things like taxes that may have not been calculated because you don't know if that person's state, a lot more states are charging the tax. So that's the bottom line. Mm-hmm. Okay? So if you're making your minimum profit range maybe $10 versus the $3, you gave yourself a little bit of a cushion. Okay? A lot of my team, they're not undercutting. They're overcutting because they've built their confidence up that my title is going to beat out you. So I'm not going low. I'm going high.
Well, most definitely. Another thing that I do, one of the things that I do whenever I list something from Amazon is, because I'm in Texas and Texas has one of the highest, sales tax rates. Another one that has a high rate is California. When you go do a dummy checkout, you can put whatever address you want in there, because remember, you're not buying the thing. You just want to see what your final result of cost is going to be. And if you know, say for instance, California has a crazy tax rate, then just go find some random California address, pop it into your, in your address bar, or to your ship to, go all the way to the end of your checkout, and you will see one of the highest tax rates out there. So you're going to get the cost of your item, plus, you shouldn't have any shipping, but if you did 35 below, then there's your shipping, then you'll have your taxes, then you have your final dollar amount of what you should be then adding into your profit. And before you hit that 15%, I think one of the biggest mistakes a lot of people make is they're adding their profit in after they add in that 15%. But you got to realize that you're getting eBay fees and you're getting PayPal fees on your profit too. So you got to make sure that you're adding your Amazon cost, your base cost, your taxes, and your profit before you add in that additional 15%, so that when you go post that thing on eBay and it sells, you're not coming out of pocket for anything because you've already successfully calculated everything that you should have up front. You don't want to leave all that. You don't want to go and add your profit after you've calculated your 15% because you've calculated 15% on the wrong amount. But just go through that entire process. It's going to tell you, what your fees are. And then the best and worst case scenario is, okay, hey, what if that item that you just calculated California tax on sells somewhere where they don't have taxes? Guess what? Now you just got all that crazy California tax as additional profit that you weren't even, anticipating.
Great. Okay, so we're going to speed through these last questions real quick. So we're going to do speed round, okay? So anything that we missed, let's just speed through it. We're giving like 2-minute answers and inquiries, and then we wrapping it up, guys, because I think we really answered some really good questions here tonight, gave you guys some really good stuff, because these are the questions asked over and over and over and over and over again. So
I don't really see any other ones out here. Somebody's asking about
what about the UOP group? I think there was some up in the beginning that I think we just missed because
I went up to the very top and grabbed all of those.
Okay, perfect. Anything in the UOP?
No, those are the ones I've been reading off here, and I don't see anything else out in the group.
Nope. Somebody just asked about selling eBooks.
Yeah, eBooks.
And
you have to be careful. You have to be careful.
Here's my answer. I'll let Kate answer this one because she ain't say nothing all night.
I did in the beginning, but when you're selling ebooks, you have to be kind of careful because ebooks are allowed on eBay, and there's some more information on eBay about it. But you have to list them in the proper category, and I found out by trial and error through actually my husband through his account. But you can list them in a certain category. I think it costs like $10 or something like that. And if you list it there, you're fine to send it as an ebook. But if you try to list it just whatever the book is, if it's a business ebook and you're just trying to list it under just books, you can get yourself into some trouble because you have to put a statement in there that says something like, it is against eBay policies to list the ebook in this category, so I will send it to them by mail, which means you have to put that ebook on a disc or something, and they actually have to get it in the mail. So if you're listing ebooks, you have to be very careful that you are listing it in the proper category, because it will cause you some issues in the long run. It may not in the beginning, but it'll just take that one customer who's going to say, I didn't get it by mail. So you just have to be careful.
Even though you emailed it to him, which is against the terms, so stay away from ebooks.
Yeah,
guys,
especially if you're not going to do it right.
Here's a good tip, guys. Here's a good tip. People thinking, when should I go to Elite? And I'm still on. I might be on paper at home. Well, here's a good rule that you can use. Hold on. Here's a good rule that you can use when thinking whether or not you should go to Elite. You have satisfied at least 60 days. No, 60 days being in eBay. You have sold over $250 in volume, but you're under the $25 excuse me, the 25 item limit. Okay, so you might be at 19 items. Okay, so you only got 6 more that you need. Okay, upgrading to Elite is definitely beneficial at that time, because if you upgrade to Elite, that $99 is taken care of for next 30 days, where once that 30 days is up, you should have sold 6 items within that 30 days, and you'll be off PayPal hold. And then now we know the magic of being off PayPal hold when that happens. 2, Yvonne shared an interesting thing, and she shared it on the Hangout before, is that if you're close to being, you met all the other criteria, you might have met the 90 days, you might have met the $250 in sales or more, but you're under the 25 items, go to the dollar store, buy some things for $1, come back, put it up on auction, start it out at 99 cents, get them things sold, ship it to the person, boom. You're gonna be over 25 items, because you've already satisfied the 90 days and you're already satisfied over the $250 in sales. Don't try to make $250 in sales in 99-cent items. Don't do that. All right. So with that said, was there any other questions? We're going to wrap it up, and I'm going to give one last tip that I found out on Facebook, which I'm amazed about. Okay. Nick, there's nothing else, right?
No, I think we pretty much answered all of them.
Right, cool. All right, so guys, as we wrap this up, and I want to thank everybody for asking their questions and stuff like that. For the Facebook marketers there, okay, I've been on Facebook many years, and I just found out about the inbox called Other. Okay, and when people are messaging you that's not your friends, Facebook's rule now is getting real strict. They're sending them into the other box. And when they're in the other box, you don't normally check that, okay? So make sure, guys, when you're inside your inbox on Facebook where you get your messages, okay, and you're viewing all, right next to the the inbox, and it says inbox 99 plus for me, there's a box there called Other. That's like the AKA spam box of Facebook. That's where people most likely that are not friends of yours, they're not accepted as friends. Their messages go in there, and if you've been marketing on Facebook and somebody sends you an inbox message, hey, tell me more about that. A lot of my team found out they had some interested people sitting in the other box, but since they were never friends, it never jumped into the inbox on Facebook. So now everybody's going to be clicking and be like, oh my God, oh, I had a high school reunion in 2008. I never knew about it because it landed in the other box. So make sure you check that other box. And here's a quick tip: if you're going to message somebody from the other box, okay, let them know, hey, how you doing? I just realized that Facebook, here's the message I put. I just realized that Facebook had this box called Other, and I just clicked on it by error, and I seen that you sent me a message December 2013 asking for more information about what I was doing. I truly do apologize. I'm still kind of clueless to this Facebook thing. If you're still interested, definitely get back to me. I truly do apologize. I didn't catch this earlier. Boom, that's it. Be sincere. Be honest. You didn't know. Boom. Because people have done that on my team, and guess what? Boom. Oh yeah, I sent you that message. Yeah, I'm still interested. I thought you didn't want me to join. Whatever. Okay. So that's my tip of the evening.
Hey,
And,
I have one more tip for Facebook too. This is kind of a ninja tip too. This is the reason why everybody that that has come into my team has also been connected with me on Facebook first. If you have an email, you have a Gmail and you have people in that account, or you have an email list if you're an affiliate and you have people coming in and you have an email list, take the email that you get, go put it in the search box on Facebook, and if there's a Facebook account connected to that email account, then their page will pop up. And then what you can do is you can private message them and say, hey, you opted into my page, or hey, we conversed about whatever you all had an email about. And sorry, I have my children who want to have their FaceTime here. Go, thank you. They'll pop up, you private message them, and you say, hey, how can I help? And kind of how you connected. So, and then, hey, friend me so that when you message me back, it makes sure to get into my good inbox, not my other spam inbox. So that is how I gain friends sometimes, because I'll reach out to them that way, just using their email address. So that's been really beneficial to know. So.
Yeah, awesome. I also do that when the person opts into my capture page and I get the little email notification. I look on Facebook because, guys, 9 times out of 10, the person puts in their real email address. The only people that put in fake email addresses is scammers and other internet marketers. Okay? Those are the people that put in fake email addresses. But a regular average Joe person, oh my God, this looks good. Make money on eBay? Okay. Kerry, okay, count me in at gmail.com. All right, boom. And 9 times out of 10, that email that they put in is the same email they signed up using Facebook with. Connect the dots, and you'll be amazed if somebody just opted into your page and then you just found them on Facebook and say, hey, you know what? The way my system is set up, it notifies me if the person's email also has a Facebook profile. They just let me know you went to my page, and even though that's not true, but that's what I'm going to say. Let me know that you had a Facebook profile, and I just want to let you know I was a real person. Here's my Facebook page. Check me out. You have any questions about what you see in the videos? Feel free to get back to me, because the person wants to know one main thing. If somebody putting their email address into a capture page and they don't know what's on the other side, they don't know who this belongs to, is this person real? Okay? And also, when you get your signups, call them and welcome them. Great retention. All right? So with that said, guys, anything else? Tiff, Boss lady?
No, not tonight, you guys. It's been amazing. Maybe one night I'll do a Twitter training. I love Twitter, by the way.
Oh, well,
My first 30 sign up, I think maybe
me.
20% came from Twitter.
You recently?
When I first started, yes, Twitter. I used to do a lot of Twitter back in the day. So
No idea how to use that. Please.
Team completely came from Twitter. For me, it was just easier, based on what my lifestyle. But
okay, definitely, we're gonna get with the hope giver. Get you on a special Twitter, Twitter training for us, because definitely I want to know more about that.
Keisha Bass gave some awesome training, so if you guys check out the training that she gave as well. I've known Keisha for a long time, so we've chatted about Twitter in the past, so check out her training as well. But Twitter is a great way. It's really untapped. So if you have problems being in Facebook jail, you can't add friends and all this foolishness that Facebook sometimes does, check out Twitter. It's really untapped. It's easy to find someone. It's easy to friend someone. It's easy to search for certain items. I mean, it's a lot simpler in my perspective than Facebook. And then you just bring them back to Facebook. You bring them back to the place where you're doing your primary marketing, because you can only do 140 characters on Twitter. So if you're connecting with people on Twitter, hey, check with me out on Facebook. Take them to your Facebook page, because that's where you're doing your marketing. You're sharing your results. You're sharing other people's results. You can invite them to Hangouts, a lot easier there. So, if you connect with someone on Twitter, bring them back to the page that converts. And for most people, that's Facebook. That's my tip for the night.
Yo, let me tell you, thank you so much, Tiff. That right there, I need to I need to learn that, because I got an account, but I just tweet. I don't know what's going on there. I just tweet. Thank you so much. Hey, Nick, FBA Ninja, guys, when you go to her wall, you're going to see her new image branded for her, the FBA Ninja, in the building. Anything you want to leave everybody with before we wrap it up? I
just tell people, be confident, trust in the training, be persistent in what you do, and use the UOP group, because we've all been participating in that group since we all started, and there's 12,000 plus people in there. But before you go and post a brand new question or a new comment looking for information, use that search tool in the top right hand corner, I believe it is. Type in a couple of words on what you're looking for, because I can almost guarantee you it's been answered about 10 times before. And it may have been answered, like superbly. So, before you start asking new questions, because you may be new, but remember, we've all been new at one point in time in this business, and we most likely have all come across the same exact problems, or instances and stuff like that. So go do a search, because you're going to find a wealth of information in those old posts and comments in the UOP group. So just make sure you're using that as a resource before you post a new comment in there.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, Angie, with the beautiful kids.
Yeah, I saw him. Exactly. You should see him on my YouTube videos when he video bombs, really.
Any closing words?
Yeah, I think I want to piggyback on what Nikki said, is really take initiative. When you do have questions, take initiative. Use the resources that we give you, again, because the blessing of internet and online marketing and online gathering is that most of the time you can find the information that you need, and nobody has to be awake to answer your question. You can go whenever you're ready to find the information. So take the initiative. Most of the time there's a YouTube video. Subscribe to all of these leaders that you see. Subscribe to our email lists. We will send out tips and tools and trainings through those. Subscribe to YouTube channels of people. Just take the initiative, search for things, and then if you can't find it, use the chain of command. Get on with your sponsor, and if your sponsor is not there for some reason, then you can go up the chain of command. But don't skip and go all the way to the top. Go to your sponsor, and after you have taken some initiative to find something out for yourself. This is about you, and if you can't take initiative, you can't be your CEO, or an effective one at least. So take initiative in your business.
Awesome, awesome. And guys, we're going to let Kay close it out. I'm just going to say, guys, take the information here, rewind it, watch it again. We'll probably put the direct link inside the UOP group and put it inside the file section so that the Q&A can always go back and answer some other people's questions that missed it. But take everything that everybody says. Guys, I am so excited. I am glad I'm on the unit of prosperity. I didn't mind taking time out of my night, my business, to give back to you guys. So did all the other panelists, our panelists here. And guys, we are going to the top. Remember about the local events coming up in the area near you. You know, when somebody posts, where are you from? Please chime in so we can know where everybody's from and get people connected to the right things. Guys, I am totally excited about where the future of Unit of Prosperity is. And I just want to say that sofa back there is not going to be in the future backgrounds because thanks to DS Domination, time to upgrade, y'all. We got the new place. Time to get the new furniture thanks to DS Domination. So with that said, I'm going to let Kay close it out.
I don't have anything to say other than follow the training and don't overthink the process. I mean, everybody gave you everything that they could give tonight. So thanks for joining us, and we will see everybody in the Facebook group. Have a good night.
God bless. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Bye.